Hey guys, welcome back. I had a little bit of free time today. My daughter's at cheer practice, so that left me with a little bit of time to just kind of play around with makeup, do a little get ready with me. My throat's been bothering me a little bit, so I have my tea in my little favorite cup here with my Mushu. As you can see, I love my Mushu. This cup was actually a Christmas present to me from my friend. I think it was a couple years ago. I absolutely love this mug. It's one of my absolute favorites. So have that here ready to go just in case my throat starts to bother me. You can kind of tell it's a little bit scratchy right now. So we're just going to play around with a little makeup. The one thing that I'm trying to make myself self-aware of is the use of the word I say that a lot, so I'm trying my best not to say it so much. So just kind of bear with me. I thought we could play around with the Colourpop Blush Crush palette. I have the palette and I also have the highlighter. This came out at the same time as the Nude collection. You could actually buy both bundles together as one big bundle if you wanted to. I wanted to get this one when I got the Nude one, but at the time the full bundle was sold out as well as the Blush Crush bundle on its own. But I was finally able to pick it up about a week or so ago. It restocks. So I went ahead and I grabbed it and I thought we could just play around with it, see what kind of a look we could put together. Just do a little get ready with me. No, just relaxing, nothing, crazy or anything. Just play around with some makeup. As you can see, I'm playing around with my background here. I finally got a picture. It's not a lot, but it's something. I really like the little green leaves and the wood there. It kind of went along with my bamboo makeup organizer over here. I actually picked this up from Five Below, so that little picture, $5. Slowly, I'm going to be adding some shelves and pictures in the background. I'm also working on adding some little shelves above my vanity. I saw some pictures of some video that someone had did where they got these kind of unique shelves that they put above their vanity, and they use that to put palettes in, like books. So I thought that was like a really cool way of storing palettes to make more room so you don't have to have so much storage space on the ground. Bring your storage space above, so that's something else that I'm working on. Since we're playing around with an eyeshadow palette and a highlighter, I went on ahead and I did my face ahead of time. This is the Ruby Kisses Pore Minimizing Face Primer. I actually just finished this. There was just enough left in this bottle for me to do my makeup today. So I'm going to throw this in my little empties bin for that video that I'll be doing later on. So I'll be talking more about that in the future. I did my Matte Ambition Full Spectrum CoverGirl Foundation and my favorite setting powder, the No Filter one from Colourpop. And then my eyebrows are done too. I went ahead and I used the Colourpop No Filter Concealer under my eyes, as well as my Holy Grail Becca Under Eye Corrector. Always use that. Never not use that. I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyelids. Hold on just a second. I forgot to get my sponge to do my eyes, so I will be right back. Drinking a little sip of my tea. I grab my e.l.f. Camo sponge so I can blend in my concealer. I'm using my Juvias Place concealer, which I absolutely love to use as an eyeshadow base, an eyeshadow primer. Just blend that all in so we can have a nice smooth base for our eyeshadow to sit down. Now we're going to go ahead and play around with this Colourpop Blush Crush palette. I went on ahead and pre-filmed some swatches. I'm still working on how to do swatches live, so that way you guys can have an idea of what they look like in a swatch, just in case you don't have the palette yet and you're wondering about that. But here is how the palette looks like on the inside. It's just a very nice, set of neutral pinks and blush shades in there. All right, here are the swatches for the Blush Crush palette. From left to right in the top row, we have Lovesick, which is just a nice little neutral matte pink shade. Then we have Pop a Bottle, which is a kind of a golden pink metallic. Then we have The One, which is also matte. It's a little more pinky peachiness to it. Then the second row, we have Enamored. Enamored's kind of a light pinky metallic. Then we have Made You Blush, which is a deeper pink metallic shade. It has a little bit of a sparkle to it. Then we have Blossom Up. Blossom Up, which is right next to Made You Blush, has kind of a little bit of a shift to it. I don't know if you can see that. It's that one right there. It has just a little bit of a shift to it. Then on the last row we have How Rouge, which is kind of a deep pinky matte with a little bit of sparkle. Then we have Cheek to Cheek. It's also a nice little pinky matte shade. And finally we have Blush Wine, which is a deeper, rich purple matte with a little bit of shimmer. I really like these shades. These are like really, really pretty. It's kind of like, it's definitely my kind of palette. I'm going to start off with the Cheek to Cheek shade. It's right there, kind of a nice, soft, you know, all over neutral shade, just to kind of set everything down. Yeah, we're just going to like take our time with it. I'm not in a rush to go anywhere, and you know, we're just playing around, just having a nice little relaxing time, little me time. When you have two kids, well, I actually have three, but the oldest he's 23. He'll be 23 in May. You know, he's an adult, so you know he's kind of on his own. But when you have a couple of kids still in the house, all with things that they have to do, like my daughter, like I said in the beginning of the video, my daughter is in cheer. So you know, between her practices and everything else that we have to do during the week, I don't get a whole lot of time to just kind of sit down, relax, play with makeup. Most of the time when I'm doing my makeup, I'm on my way rushing out the door. It's nice when you can have time to just sit around and play around with makeup and you're just not feeling like you're in a rush to go anywhere. I think I'm going to do How Rouge next, which is kind of that. This one has more of a shimmer in it, so I'm going to try using that in the crease and just kind of see how that goes. I don't normally put shimmers in my crease, but as you can see, we're kind of limited on the matte range here. You just have like this taupe here, you have like a little bit of a peachier neutral here, and then you have the Cheek to Cheek shade in here. All the rest of these are like metallics or shimmers, so we're gonna have to play with what we can. Hopefully this How Rouge shade will look okay in the crease. It's laying down very nicely. And taking that all the way here and just kind of blending it out into the crease. Take it slightly above the crease. When you have hooded eyelids and you don't have a whole lot of eye space, getting that crease to really stand out can be a bit of a challenge. And sometimes taking the shadow just above the crease helps to bring a little more attention and a little more depth into that crease. You know, for a more of a shimmer, this is working okay. The formula is actually more matte, but with shimmer in it. But it's actually blending really nicely. It's looking pretty good in the crease. Kind of winging it out a little bit. I'm trying to think, do I have another brush that's a little more pointed that I want to use? I think we should be able to get this to work with just this brush. Kind of help wing it out just a little bit. This is my e.l.f. detailed crease brush. As you can see, this brush has had a lot of love. Some of the plastic has come off on here, but the brush works just fine. It's one of my absolute favorites. Until the actual bristles fall out and it just falls apart, I will continue to use this brush. I like this one because it really helps you get really into that area. Just a whole lot of detail there. Oh, you get a little bit of fallout from the shadow underneath my eye, just a little bit. Let me tap off just a little. Oh, I'm really liking that. You see that, guys? Y'all see that? It's really bringing that crease in on the corner. Kind of really tucking it in there to really get into that crease area. I like how deep and rich that shade is. This one is called Blush Wine, by the way. It's the darkest one in the pan, but like that Rouge shade, there's a little bit of shimmer to it. But I'm liking the fact that when I put these on the eyes, you see all the shimmer in the pan, and you're like, oh, I don't know how it's gonna work when you put it in your eye, but when you put it on your eye, there's just the tiniest amount of that shimmer, like just the right amount. It's not overwhelming. I think I'm going to take the one, which is this lighter, kind of a taupier shade right over here, just to kind of blend everything out just a little bit. Tap off the excess. Just blend out the edges a little bit on the top. I'm going to go back in and add just a little more of that deeper burgundy shade on the outside. Get my detailed crease brush again and add some more, just a little bit of the blush wine on the corner here, just to make sure we put that depth back in there after we blended out the edges on top. I wanted to blend everything out, but I don't want to lose the depth from doing that. Alrighty. I'm laying down Blossom Up, which is a pinky gold kind of a shimmer. I'm laying that down right in here. I'm thinking, not sure if I want to attempt it, but trying to do a cut crease and adding one of the lighter shimmers onto the look. Having that smaller lid space. And, once again, the hooded eyelids. Doing cut creases is a little more difficult and a little more challenging. What do you think? You think I should try it? What do you think? I think I am going to try it. The worst that can happen is it doesn't work right and it ruins my entire look. But hopefully that won't be the case. I'm going to use my Colourpop. I'm going to use this concealer to try and lay down a base to do a cut crease with. I'm going to use the concealer, but I may have to go in with a detailed brush. You know what? Actually, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to take this little detailed brush right here and kind of get some of the concealer onto the brush so I can have a little more precise application with it. Wish me luck, guys. Take it just a little bit more into the corner here. That's one thing about trying to do a cut crease. It takes a little while to lay that product down and get just that right shape. I think we're good. I think I'm gonna lay down the Pop a Bottle shade right here. It's the lightest one. It's very, very creamy. Let's see how this goes. There we go. It's having a difficult time getting that one up onto the brush. I don't like the way that one is laying down. Let me try the Enamored shade, which is the shimmer pink shade, and see how, oh yeah. That one is laying down much better. Yeah, that Pop a Bottle shade was coming off a little chunky. I was having a very difficult time getting that one onto the brush. But there we go. What do you guys think? I guess this is more of a half cut crease, maybe not a full cut crease. I am so jealous of y'all that have, you know, the bigger eye space and you can do these really awesome cut creases and just get all detailed in there. But, you know, when you have smaller eyelid space, you do what you can do. And I think we did okay here. Because that took so long to do the right eye, I'm going to go ahead and do the left eye off camera, and then we'll come back and we'll do the liner, because I actually have a cream gel eyeliner that I also picked up. I've never used any of the Colourpop cream gel liners before, so I'm looking forward to trying that one out, but we will be right back. Do this cut crease. Be right back. I'm going to go ahead and take just a little bit more of the blush line color just to kind of blend the edges in just a little bit here, where the shimmer shadow on the cut crease meets the that deeper shade. Just gonna blend those two in. I think it came out okay. All right, now we're gonna do the gel eyeliner, if I can get it out of the box here. This shade is called Hustler. Kind of a, looks like it's black, maybe kind of a black granite shade, but we are going to give this a try. I have two different brushes here that I'm going to try this out with. Like I said, it's been a while since I've used a gel eyeliner. I've kind of gotten into, when because I fell in love with the liner ink pens that have the little tips on the end of it, so it's been a while since I've done this. I do like how black that is. Very nice, rich, pigmented color. Actually going on really smooth. I like the way that it's laying down. It's actually a very nice finish. It's a nice formula. It's pretty easy to work with. I'm using a detailed pointed liner brush. I'll have to admit that this is actually laying down easier than some of the ink liner pens that I have. All right, now Colourpop. This is a very, very easy formula to work with. I wasn't sure what to expect. I am having to dip into the jar a few times, but you know, this is a very small brush. It doesn't really hold a whole lot of product, so I'm not too concerned with that. But I'm going to go ahead and finish up the left eye, and then we'll be right back and we'll put on mascara, and then we'll do the blush and the highlighter and finish off our face. I finished the liner on the left. I think I want to take just a little bit of this How Rouge shade and kind of take it in the outer corner on the bottom lid. Just a little bit. Just a little touch there. Sometimes less is more. And I'm going to take a little bit of the Pop a Bottle shade. Try wetting my brush a little bit. That one is a little more chunky, so I'm having a little bit harder of a time getting that one on my brush. Sometimes when you have a more chunkier metallic or shimmer shade that you're working with, wetting the brush will help you be able to pick it up more. And it also helps sometimes to bring a little more of the shimmer and the shine out and make it pop a little bit more. when you apply it a little more wet than you do dry. Give my lashes a little bit of a curl. I think I'm just going to do mascara today. Since all we're doing, we're just, playing around, just relaxing. We're not really trying to go anywhere fancy or anything. I think I'm just going to give the lashes a curl and apply a little bit of mascara. For mascara, I'm going to use the Tarte Lights Lashes Camera. This is actually one of my favorite formulas. I have to admit, I've used the Tarte Tape Shape Concealer, which is, it's all right, but I haven't had a chance to play around with any of their eyeshadow formulas. So if you guys have a favorite Tarte eyeshadow palette or eyeshadow formula that you really, really like, drop it down in the comments below. I might go pick that up and kind of play around with it. I am getting down to the bottom of this tube. I'm trying to, use up what I already have before I go and buy a bunch of stuff. I bought these in a 3-pack. It was actually much cheaper and more of a value to buy it in the 3-pack as to buying it a single, and this was something I picked up off of QVC. I gave one to my daughter because she just recently started getting into mascaras, and I had this one, and I kept one of them as kind of like my backup. Just adding a second coat just for a little more fullness. And that's the eyes all done. What do you think, guys? I really like that. It's a very soft, nice little purpley, kind of a pink moment. This would actually be a good look for Valentine's Day, too, if you're looking for ideas for next year. We'll keep that one in mind. For blush, I'm pulling out my Cover FX blush here. This one is in Mojave Mauve. These were $38. That's the most I've spent on a blush. I bought 2 shades, this one and like a spicy cinnamon spice or something like that is what it's called. These are very, very nice. They're very pigmented. It only takes a little bit. They last for hours. Very, very smooth and natural on, on the skin. And it has 2 finishes. You have your regular kind of a matte, and then you have a shimmer over here, so you can use them separate. You can like take the matte shade and put this over it as a blush topper, or you can I've also used these as highlighters just to kind of, blend in with. You know what? Since I actually forgot to bring, what am I saying? I was about to say that I forgot to bring a highlighter over, but it's in my hand. Take my e.l.f. Milani brush and dig into, this is called Your Catch. This is also a really big pan, just like the one from the Nude Mood collection was. I'm going to swatch this. I haven't, ooh, right off the bat, y'all. Oh my God. Ooh, let's see how this swatches on camera. Oh my God, look at that. Right off the bat, this one is creamier and smoother than that one from the Nude Mood collection. Y'all know I wasn't a big fan of that one because I had a whole lot of glitter in it. This one has just a little bit of glitter in it too, but oh my God, it's so much icier. And the glitter in this one just seems to like melt. And this is a Supershock for me, the same as the one from that Nude Mood collection. Ooh, let's see how this one goes on. That's it, y'all. That's it. I am definitely liking that one much more than the one in the other collection. This one's going on so much smoother and icy. There's just the faintest amount of glitter in it, but it's so small that it's just blending right into the skin, you just like, so you like barely see it. Yeah, that was my kind of highlighter. I'm lining my lips with this red pencil. This is from NK. I noticed that a lot of people don't line their lips, but for me, with having all the, having fine lines and stuff around my lips, I find that lining lips helps to give me more of a solid line, and it also helps to lock in my lip color a little bit more so it doesn't just run in and bleed everywhere. I'm using that reddish kind of shade that came in the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina collection. This is that darker Monte Carlo shade. I wore this yesterday and it's so pretty. It's more, instead of a red, it's more of a really deep, rich kind of a burgundy pink. Goes on so smooth, blends so nicely. I really like how comfortable this formula is on the skin. The only thing I don't like about it is that you don't get a whole lot of product on the brush. I mean, on the doe foot, sometimes you have to kind of dip into it a few times to really get enough of the product to really coat your lips. I don't know what that was, but yeah. And we are done. I have to say, guys, this is one of my favorite looks I put together. It was pretty simple, pretty effortless. That highlighter, oh my god, so beautiful, so icy, so much better formula wise as far as, for me anyway, than the Nude Mood. I know that a lot of people like, having the glitter, and I like it for certain occasions, like I'm just wanting more of a glammed up look, or if I'm doing it for a costume or something. But for every day, I just don't like to have a lot of glitter on my face. This palette, it's nothing revolutionary. You probably have a lot of these shades already. I know I have very similar shades to these in other palettes, but it's nice to kind of pull out something that has everything that you want just right there at your fingertips. And the shades are really, really nice, very easy to work with, very nicely curated palette. My only just kind of about the palette is that Pop a Bottle shade right here. I'm guessing this is supposed to be a Supershock formula, like the Wink Wink shade in the Nude one, but the one in the Nude Mood palette was so much smoother and it just went on so much nicer. I didn't have the chunks. I didn't have any problems with pulling it with getting product on a brush, but this one was, you can even see it now, like how there's like little chunks in it. This one, I had just a harder time with it. I don't know. I had to wet the brush just to be able to get any product on it. But overall, I really like the palette. I hope you guys had fun just kind of hanging around with me on this. This is actually Saturday, so on this very relaxing Saturday, and just playing around with makeup, just, having a little bit of fun there. If you like the video, be sure to give it a like. Make sure you hit subscribe and tap the notification bell so you'll be notified with upcoming videos. This video is either going up before or after the reviews of the Jeffree Star Bloodlust palette and the Colourpop Sailor Moon palette. It just depends on if those palettes get here beforehand or not. If they do, then they will go up first, and this video will have gone up after. So we'll just have to kind of see what order we're going to play in. But hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.